Hello everyone, this is your Civil Girl, and in this video we are going to see how to incorporate the values that we have got in the previous video in StatPro. So in the previous video we have come to the conclusion of what is our intermediate panel point and the load at the end points. So once we know these both things for dead load, live load and wind load, we can just go ahead and we can start modeling. And before we start, I would really appreciate it if you could smash that like button, drop me a comment, and share this free program with anyone who might need it. Our trust in the StatPro. This Excel can be downloaded from our Facebook page. So this is the third time I'm recording it. First one for trial purposes so that I can perform well when I'm recording, and second one I made a mistake of not recording the audio, and this is the third one. So let me say the Civil Girl 3. Okay, and I'm going to select the plane and make sure that your units are in kilonewton and meter. Click next, and now I'm going to open the structure wizard. Click on finish. So in the structure wizard I'm not going to generate my whole model, as you can see here. So this is my complete model. I have like around 1 2 3 4 base, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to generate only this one truss alone. I can just design one roof truss and I can copy and paste so that it will be easier for me. That is how I'm going to proceed. In case if it is easy for you to generate the whole model, you can go ahead. So I'm going to start with half truss. So length is 18 meter. So 18. Height is the height of the truss alone and not from the eave level. So this is what we call the eave level. You should not take this height, you have to take the height of the truss, which is 3 meter, and width. So along this direction I'm not going to give any values because I'm going to generate a 2D truss. So I'm going to give my width as 0, and therefore number of bays along width is also 0, and number of bays along length means this one, you see, 1 2 3, that is this 3 meter you have, right? 3 meter, 3 meter, this is only called as bay along length. So 1 2 3 and the other side 3, so it is 6, correct. Next I'm giving apply, and then I'll just merge this with the StatPro unit, and you can see that height of the eave is 10 meter. Let us keep that in mind. So now when we come to StatPro model, we can paste the prototype model at the height of 10 meter because that is the height of the eaves. So now it has been placed. Let me change the view. It is something like this. I'm going to geometry and nodes. Let me click on 0, and then we know span is 18, so 18. So on doing so, 2 nodes will be generated. Now we can't see the nodes, just press shift and K. Now we can see all the nodes. Select this option which says add beams and add the columns. Our model has been generated. So click on general, and in general click on properties and click on section database. So since this is an steel structure, you should not define it, you should go to section database. And since I have used Indian code, I'm going to Indian code and I'm clicking on channel. So something which you have to keep in mind is, for every element we have different elements in a roof truss. We have ties, we have rafters, we have purlins, we have columns, everything. So in order to make it an economical section, we have to give different sections for different elements of the truss. So you can see that I'm going to select for now, I don't know whether it will pass or not. For now I'm going to select 3 channel sections and 3 angle sections. Let me go ahead and select them. So first ISMC 75, add. Next ISMC 150 for my columns at a spacing of 0.012, which means 12 mm, add. And again I have ISMC 200, I can use that for my rafters, I guess, add. So 3 things I have added. Next I'm going to angles, and in angles I'm going to take 100 by 75 into 10. In reverse angle, one thing, and then 75 into 50 into 8 reverse angle, add. And again 150 into 75 into 10 reverse angle, add. So now I have got different sections. So in case you are a beginner and you don't know which section you have to give for which element, then keep watching, because at the end of this series I'll be sharing a video of how to increase the efficiency of the section and therefore reduce the total weight and therefore reduce the cost of the building. So for now, just you can just play around and give different sections for different different sections for different elements, and after the analysis is complete, we will come to know how much of the section has been used. So if this percentage of the section used is less, then we can go for a lower amount of section. Say if my depth is 300 and my utility ratio is only 0.1, then I can reduce my depth to say 150 or more than that. You can just play around it, we can explore a lot. That is the advantage of using STAAD. So first ISMC 75, I'm going to give it to click on ISMC 75 and click on use a cursor to assign, and then I'm going to use it for my vertical members. And then ISMC 150D, so this was for my columns. And then ISMC 200, I'm going to use it for my ties. And ISA 100 into 75 into 10, I'm going to use it for my rafters. And 7550, I'm going to use it for my inclined members. And this thing, let us reserve it for the purlins. You'll see what are the purlins when we complete the structure. So now if I click on ISMC 75, all my vertical members, and this is for my columns, 200 is for my tension members, and this is for my rafter, these are for my incline members, and this I have reserved it for the columns. Next, click on support, and for support I'm going to give fixed supports. So click on create and add. So click on this and use cursor to assign supports on both the things. Next, come to loads and definitions. So here, since there are no seismic loads, you can just go ahead and add loads like dead load, live load, and wind load. That's it. So dead load, click on add. So self weight of the member has to be considered, so add that. So in addition to it, you have to give nodal loads. That is what we have generated in our Excel.